In this video, we are going to be looking at geometrical construction and how it is related to a real life situation. The question is taken from WAEC past question. So the question is, three terms x, y, and z are such that y is 20 kilometers from x and 22 kilometers from z. Town S is 18 kilometers from z. A health center is to be built by the government to serve the three towns. The center is to be located such that patients from X, Y, and Z will always travel equal distance to access the health center, while patients from Z will travel exactly 10 kilometers to reach the health center. So A, we are asked to, using a scale of 1 cm to 2 kilometers, find by construction, using a pair of compasses and ruler only, the possible positions the health center can be located. B, in how many possible locations can the health center be built? C, measure and record the distance of the locations from town S. D, which of these locations will be convenient for all three towns? Now what we are going to look at is this. If you notice that town Z and X and Z are particular distances from Y. So I'm going to make my Y the center of the three towns. And again, we are told that no matter what distance X and Y move, patients from X and Y move, they must always move equal distance. So you have to understand the basics of geometrical construction. Now this has to do with points. So the patient X and Y will always be on points which are equidistant from point X and Y. So now the locus of points which are equidistant from two fixed points is going to be the perpendicular bisector of the line joining those 2 points. Then again, we are told that no matter what Z moves, Z will always move exactly 10 kilometers from the head center. So it means that Z is going to move equal distance to the head center, no matter where the head center is located. So that will be the locus of point equidistant from a fixed point. And the locus of point, the fixed point now is Z. And the locus of point equidistant from a fixed point is it's a circle whose radius is equal to the distance from the fixed point. So we see that we already have the locus of the 2 points. So the locus of the first locus is going to be locus of point equidistant from X and Y, and the locus of the other locus is going to be locus of point having equal distance from point Z. So let's take a look at how we construct this. Now the scale that we are using is 1 cm to represent 2 kilometers, and the distance of X from Y is 20 kilometers. Basically, we divide 20 by 2. That gives us 11 cm. So I'm going to use 11 cm. Okay, 20 divided by 2 is 10 cm. So we are going to use 10 cm to be equal to XY. And we are going to use 22 divided by 2, which is equal to 11 cm, to represent YZ, and 18 divided by 2 to represent XZ. So we are going to construct these 3 points. Then again, we are also told that the distance from the fixed point Z is 10 kilometers. So we have to convert that to cm. 10 divided by 2 gives us what? 5 cm. I'm doing all of this because the scale is basically 1 cm to 2 kilometers. So each of these will be divided by 2 to get the scales we are using in centimeters. So let's get to draw the diagram now using these various scales that we have created. Now placing point Y as my center, I'm going to use point Y as my center. So this is point Y. So basically I'm going to draw all points from point Y. So point XY is 10 cm, YZ is 11 cm, which is the longest side, and XZ is what? 9 cm. I either draw is XY or YZ first, then we draw XZ, then we now go and draw the many other parts. So let's draw XY, which is 10 cm. So I'm going to measure 10 cm. So this is my cm part. So this is 10 cm. So I'm going to place this on top of this point here, point Y. So this is point Y. Then I'm going to mark an arc here. So I'll mark an arc. So I'm going to draw a line on this. Whatever line I drawn on this arc and this from this point is 10 cm, no matter where I draw it. So I'm going to draw this. So let me draw this closer to this. So the point of intersection here of the arc and the line is point X. Then the next thing I have to do, I have to draw XZ. If I draw XZ, so that after drawing XZ, I can now locate my YZ. So XZ is 9 cm. So I'm going to measure 9 cm from this. Put this on the 0 mark. And I shift it to 9 cm. So this is 9 cm. So I'm going to do this, place this on this point of intersection here. Then I'll mark an arc on this. Let me mark the arc to any length. Then the next thing I have to do is to measure YZ. And YZ is what? 11 cm. So I'll measure 11 cm. So this is 11 cm. I'll place it on this point here. Then I'll have to draw an arc to mark to intersect with the first arc that I drew. So this is the point of intersection of the two arcs. So I'm going to draw this. Okay, I think there's a little error on my this. Okay, the 11 cm. So I'm gonna have this. So this is my 11 cm. So I'm going to rub off the other one. So the next step is to join these 2 points together. So I'll join these 2 points like this. Then I'll join these other points together. So this is XY and this is Z. Now the next thing we have to do is to locate the position. Now remember that the head center is going to be on the perpendicular bisector of X and Y because they are equidistant from X and Y. So I will take this, extend this beyond the center a bit, mark an arc this way, mark another arc this way, and I'll place it on Y. mark an arc here, mark another arc there. So I'll join the point of intersection. I'm going to use broken lines, and I can extend to as anywhere I want to extend it. Bearing in mind that Z will always be equidistant. So that is locus L1 of the points which are equidistant from X and Y. So the hospital, or the health center rather, can be located on any point on L1. So the other locus is going to be that of a circle which is 5 cm from Z according to our scale. So I'm going to measure 5 cm. So I'll just measure 5 cm from here. 5 cm. Then I'll place this on Z, and I'll mark a circle around like this. So that is my circle. Notice that this line didn't touch the circle on the other part, so I have to ensure that it touches the circle on this part. So in B, in question B, this answers question A. In B, we are asked in how many possible locations can the health center be built. So the health center can be built at this point. Let me call this point P1, and at this point P2, where locus L1, which is the perpendicular bisector of X and Y, and locus L2, which is locus of point equidistant from Z. So it can be built at P1 or P2. So that answers question B. Then in C, measure and record the distances of the location from X1. What I just need to do is to place this on X1 at the 0 mark, and I place this here. So I'm going to have a 6.1568. So XP1 is equal to 6.8 cm, and you know that, remember that our scale is 2 cm, 1 cm to 2 kilometers. So that will technically give us 6.8 times 2, which is going to give us a 13.6 kilometers. Then again, the other position, SP2, so this is going to give it 40.1. So SP2 is equals to 14.1 cm. So that definitely will give us 40.1 times 2, which is 28.2 kilometers. So which of these locations would be convenient for all the 3 towns? So if you look at this, you will find out that this town here, you'll find out that town, this point here, point P, is closer to Y, X, and Z than P2. P2 is a little bit further from Y and Z, but it's of the same distance of P1 from what? Z. So you have to put all the 3 of them into consideration. So point P1 should be more convenient for all the 3 towns, X, Y, and Z. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.